What is poppin'? What is good, everybody? This is your older brother Brumal, and we are back with more Trails in the Sky, the third from the Legend of Heroes series. But before we get started with anything, I like to say if you guys haven't spent time with God yet today, whether that's praying or reading some verses in your Bible until you can understand it, I'd say pause this video and go ahead and do that. This video is always going to be you sitting here waiting for you, but on here we like to put God first. So let's go ahead and get back into it. Oh my goodness, it's been so long. You guys can see the date of when the last video was recorded. Man, that was back in 2025. That's for those, golly, it's been a long time. So for those who want to know, it is January 21st, 2006. So yeah, I've definitely been slacking. We had some more changes at the job. My schedule got changed, and I've been trying to get used to that before coming back and trying to do this with you guys. This is going to be an interesting chapter. I believe it's one of the shortest chapters in the game, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But how you guys been? Hope you guys been doing well. I know I only get a handful of people who actually watch this particular series, but for those who do watch, put in the comments and tell me how you doing. Hopefully I remember that I put this in here, because usually it takes me like 2 months. Like when I upload these videos, they're like two to 3 months out. So I won't even remember why'd you comment? Anyways, but yeah. This is only a copy of Astor House, yes? But it looks so... Yeah, I can barely bring myself to accept that it's not the real thing. Everything from the feel of the earth underfoot... Yeah, from the feel of the earth underfoot to the smell in the air is just like the real thing. Yeah. So, this is where you two grew up, huh? I'm guessing this is somewhere owned by the Semptian Church, right? That's right. It's what's called a gospel facility. Think of them as a cross between an orphanage and a monastery. I see. So does that mean... Well, no reason to dance around it, so yep, I'm an orphan. And how I came to be here is a story best saved for another day. Feels weird though, being back again. It's been about 5 years. 5 very long years. Well, anyways, we're bound to find some kind of clue as to how to get to the 7th plane somewhere in here. You guys up for having a look around? Yeah, let's go. Alrighty, so I believe... hold on. I didn't even bother getting the guide ready today. I just kind of popped this in. Alright, so let's go into the house first. There's going to be quite a bit of edits for this one, I think. Maybe, I don't know. What's this room? This is the living room where we used to have all our meals. Just don't make the mistake of thinking that it was a warm place like Mercia Orphanage. The matron here was a stubborn old sister who was strict as could be. Every mealtime, we had to pray so much that our stomachs had given up on getting on getting fed by the end of it. And we got yelled at for each tiniest thing. That does sound harsh. That sounds like about what you expect from a church-run orphanage, though, I suppose. You deserve it all, in my opinion. You never did as you were told and caused her nothing but grief. Okay. I'll admit that's probably accurate, but still. Okay. Told to go check out the kitchen. Yeah. As you can probably guess, this right here is the kitchen. This is where the older children of the facility did the cooking. It was also Reese's favorite place to sneak into whenever she had a hankering for some food. Kevin! She did, huh? That makes sense knowing you. Well, there's a sight I can hardly imagine. Please don't take everything he says at face value. Well, anyways, this was always Rufina's turf back when she was still here. She was always out here around mealtime making food for me, Reese, and the other kids. After she left, Reese and I took over her position. That brings back memories. Of course, then you left too, leaving me to handle it all on my own. The mere thought aggravates me. In fact, I think you should whip up something right now to make up for it. Yes, ma'am. I'll make you something later. The only thing less reliable than a promise with later attached to the end of it is said by you. I'm not going to get my hopes up. Man, no faith in me, huh? Not at all. I highly doubt there's anything for us to, like, touch in here, yeah. Let's see, anything in here? This back room? Oh, nope, that's just the, what's it called, area. Anything up here? This was the matron's room. No one's here now, though. Yeah. By the way, Reese, how is the matron these days? She's fine. Her injuries weren't lasting. She hasn't had the energy she used to ever since retiring, unfortunately. She really wanted to see you again, Kevin. She did, huh? Well then, Kevin, why don't you go make a trip out there to go see him? Huh, this here's the kids' bedroom. I slept here back when I was first taken in before graduating to the boys' bedroom. You never really did mix well with the other children. Rufina's had such a hard time trying to get you to make friends with them. It was a real ordeal for her, you know? Yeah, I know. I was like a little hedgehog who didn't want to let anyone get near back then. I feel sorry for everyone who had to put up with me. I'm still amazed you even bothered trying to be friendly. Well, I knew you were... Oh. Well, I knew you were only playing tough. I did not read that correctly in my head. Like the time that Rufina and like the time with Rufina and the chocolate. Stop. We're not hearing that story here. I'm really curious. I wonder what happened. And this is the boys' bedroom, where I slept until I was about 10 years old. Technically, the boys and girls weren't supposed to enter another's bedroom. I never stopped Reese from coming in here and doing it all the time, though. What he neglects to mention is that it was his fault I did so. What else was I supposed to do when he slept in every morning when he was on cleaning duty? What? Oh, crap. I accidentally exited out of the window. Hit my mouse. Like, you kicked your mouse. Yeah, my mouse is on the ground, guys. For those who don't know, I actually don't have a gaming desk. Or a desk to put on my, to put my computer on. Or monitor on, I guess? Whatever. Anyways, where was I at? Well, you could have just knocked on the door until I got up. But then I disturbed the other boys who were sleeping, which would have been unfair. They weren't the ones shrieking their duties. It was 100% your fault. Fine, fine. Whatever you say. Alright. Dang, I went through that really fast. And this here's the girls' bedroom. The place where Rufina spent her nights. Same for you, eventually too, Reese. I used to sleep with her from time to time. Her bed was always cozy and smelled really nice. It was much nicer than sleeping on my own. And then after she left here, her bed became mine. I bet you were jealous. You bet. I was at the time, I'll admit. Oh? I thought you'd be a bit more flustered than that. I shouldn't have bothered saying anything. Give me a break. Alright, and I think that's it for this place. Let's see, the next place we're going to go to is... Well, the only place I think we can go to is the chapel, right? Yeah. Ain't really nothing out here. Oh, there's a well. I don't think I meant to touch this. We should get our drinking water out of here. We had no fancy orbital pumps either. We did it... Yeah. We did it all... Yeah, okay. We did it all using a good old-fashioned bucket of string attached. It was a nightmare. I cannot read today. Tell me about it. Speaking of reading, I've gotten back into reading Trapped in a Dating Sim, guys. If you want to know that one, it's a really good read in my opinion. It's a light novel. They have the first 2 volumes in anime form on Crunchyroll. I'm currently on volume number 10. Am I on 10? Yeah, I'm on volume number 10. So this book, halfway through it, this book, and then the next 3 books, and then I've finished the series because there's only 13 books. It's really fun. I highly recommend you read it. Anyways, we should go out on we would go out on winter mornings and come back with our hands numb and red raw. But looking back on the whole experience now, it was fun in its own way. I guess it was. Alright, we're supposed to say that for last, but whatever. Figures. Is it locked? Yeah. Well, whatever. We can keep poking around. Side door, right? Yeah. How does this door open? This is the side entrance that only opens from the inside. We can't get in from the outside. Well, if we want to go into the chapel, then we're going to have to go through the front. We just went through the front. Is it open now? I didn't think it would be open this time. Okay. I just had to go back in the house and then leave again. That's all. There was no sign of anything in there. Our last hope seems to be the chapel. So it seems. What is it, Kevin? Hey, Reese. You were the ones responsible for cleaning the chapel that day, right? What day? On Astor House's final day. When Rufina died? Kevin? You don't think... That was what I was told when I went to visit the matron afterward, at least. Well, were you? Yeah, I was. Why? I thought so. Check your pockets, Reese. I'm pretty sure the chapel's keys is in one of them. Huh? Reese began by checking her pockets. Eventually, she found an old brass key. It can't be. No way. I see now. I guess this is just another manifestation of Phantasma's ability to make thoughts a reality. Honestly, I wasn't entirely sure that you would find it in there. But in all the other areas on this plane, there was always a reason to take the person that we needed with us. That's true. This just goes to show that you really were meant to come here, Reese. But no. As disbelieving as I am, this is definitely the chapel's key. Disbelieving as I am, did I read that correct? I can't go back and see now. I suppose all we can do right now is try to go inside. Yeah. Before we go in here, Reese, there's something I'd like to warn you about. Once we step through that door, there'll be no going back. You're gonna find out the truth about what happened that day. All of it. And you won't like it. Are you sure that you're ready for what you're about to find? Give me one sec. Okay, so I just want to do some stuff real quick before we go in there, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back. I had to do something real quick. I had to change the ornaments of Reese and Kevin. So if you want to see Kevin's ornament, that's what his looks like at the moment. You can get I guess kind of a list of all the arts that he can do now, which is a crap ton of art. Golly. Yeah, he's an arts powerhouse at the moment. And then this is Reese's setup. Reese is going to be my more physical attacker. However, I believe I'm going to still keep a distance from people. Enfeeble, that's one I haven't seen before. What's this one? Weakens enemies in the area. Oh, okay, cool. Enfeeble, I think, is a move in Baldur's Gate 3. That's a game I'm currently playing right now with a friend of mine. And on my own, I have my own little playthrough of it. I'm trying to understand the game because I would like to do a playthrough of that for you guys, but I'm kind of horrible at strategic games, and I'm trying to get better at it. So, yeah. But anyways, door's locked. Alright, I believe we are ready. Let's use that key. Okay. All these years, I've never been quite able to accept what happened here. The life I thought I knew just suddenly came to an end with us getting moved to other places, and I still don't even know why. I even tried to come back here just before the beginning of my training to become a squire, but it had already been demolished. I've been ready for a long time. I want to know the truth. And more than anything, I feel like knowing will let me get closer to you and Rufina. Alright. Let's go on ahead. Right. Should the rest of us wait outside for this? No. Actually, I prefer it if you came with me. This is relevant to you guys, too, in a sense. It all started 5 years ago. A Jaeger Corps someone had hired took this place over out of nowhere. By the way, how much do you remember of that day, Reese? Just so I know. I just remember a group of men in black forcing their way through the gate and charging in here. They tied everyone up, took the matron up to the second floor, and then next thing you knew, you were in a bed in the hospital in town, right? After which you found out that Rufina and I had come to rescue everyone. And then that's when she died in the process. That about right? Mm-hmm. Just what happened, Kevin? All I've heard is that the place was the work of someone. All I heard was that it was the work of someone who opposed the church. But I haven't had a chance to meet you since then, much less ask you about it. I tried asking Instructor Selnet, but she wouldn't say a word. That doesn't surprise me. The Gralsritter commander can't admit this orphanage was being used as a smokescreen for the artifact that needed sealing away. It what? Here we go. Secret passage? No, wait! If there was an artifact here, you don't mean... Yep. Below here is a primal ground used to seal artifacts away. Just like the one under Grancel Cathedral. Crazy, right, y'all? I'm sure you remember. The day it all happened, Rufina and I were due to come back here for the first time in a while. We were both coming from different places that we've been sent. So we wanted to meet up in town and come the rest of the way here together. But then her train was delayed, leaving me in town to wait for her alone. That was when I got the word of what happened. All I could think was that you and the other kids were in danger, and so I decided to try and take out the Jaegers here alone. They weren't all that experienced, so fighting them wasn't even hard for a squire like me. And before long, I was able to disable them all and free the matron and the other kids. Or so I thought. You were nowhere to be seen. I asked the other kids where you were, and they told me that one of the Jaegers had taken you somewhere else, and that you were unconscious. I looked frantically all over trying to find you before eventually stumbling across this place. As for how. Yeah, anyways. You remember how you didn't have your ribbon in your hair when you woke up, Reese? I do? What does that have to do with anything? I found that ribbon in front of the secret passage that we've just gone through. And there were some new footprints near it. Made it easy to find the entrance. Oh. Anyways, after getting in there, I made my way down this staircase in the pursuit of the Jaeger that had taken you. Hey Reese, do you remember what I was like back when you first met me? Yeah. I was still young at the time, but it is as fresh as if it were only yesterday. You look like you've been swallowed by blackness. What's wrong with black? I'm kidding. I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking. There's just the opportunity. I had to take it. Anyways. Like there wasn't a single thread of hope bound to you. It was scary. I kept wondering what must have happened to you. What you must have seen to make you end up that way. What must have happened to me, huh? Rufina seemed like she knew. Before I met you, I killed my mom. Maybe killed isn't the right expression. It's not like I directly did it. I still let her die, though. I've still got to take responsibility for what happened. Growing up, it was basically me and my mom for the most part. My father showed his face from time to time, but not that much. From what I understand, I had another family elsewhere. But even without him, she did her best to look after me on her own. I loved her dearly. Kids in the neighborhood used to make fun of me for how I talked. Which I got it from her. What are they, country? Is that what it is? Anyways. But I just beat them up most of the time. Yeah, he was country. I don't necessarily remember this particular part about Kevin. She was always kind. She loved cooking, and yeah, I thought the world of her. And when I was 7, my father, who had all the money in the world, chose to abandon her. At the best of times, she was always a frail person. And after that, she grew more and more despondent. Her health suffered. I tried everything a kid could do to cheer her up. But nothing I did worked. And during one winter's day, when she must have finally had enough, she came over while I was sleeping and tried to strangle me. Oh gosh. Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable reading that. Sorry, y'all. Anyways, I guess she figured that if we were both going to suffer, we might as well take the easy way out as a family. But I wouldn't let her take me. And before I knew what I was doing, I pushed her aside, ran barefoot out into the snow. I wandered around for a while after that. I couldn't understand what had happened or what she'd been trying to do. Eventually, I could feel myself getting hungry. I thought that maybe she had been able to clear her head. I made my way back home, nervous as could be, and Sorry for making you listen to all this. Still, I think that's probably when it happened. When my stigma was carved inside of me. What? Kevin has superpowers, guys. And so you guys remember this particular part at the beginning of the game. There was one underneath Grand Cell, like Kevin said earlier. Dang, man, I started this playthrough 2 years ago, and I still haven't completed it. I got to get back into recording, guys. I really do. Where are we? Who would have thought a place like this existed under the orphanage? This is where I finally caught up to the Jaegers who had you with them. You probably didn't think anyone had come after him. The second he saw me, he panicked. And putting his gun down, he ran over to this pedestal right in front of us. On it was the artifact that required sealing away I mentioned earlier, the Spear of Loa. What's the Spear of Loa? A Maligan spear that transforms the body of its wielder into a monster. It's hard to believe something like that could be a gift from the goddess, right? In any case, the corner Jaeger grabbed it and used it. I didn't stand a chance. Much as I tried, I wasn't even a match for the inhuman monster before me. He knocked me to the ground and then went to raise his spear against the still unconscious you. And that's all it took. That boy got his ears pierced. That boy unlocked an S-craft. That's crazy. My stigma drew all the spear's power from it into itself and blasted it, magnified countless times over into the Jaeger's body. The result wasn't even a battle. Our precious home became a slaughterhouse, and by the end, he wasn't even recognizable, just thousands of lumps of flesh strewn all over the floor. And after defeating him, my stigma's power was still coursing through my body. I never experienced anything like that before. I lost complete control of myself. At that point, Rufina arrived, and she seemed to understand exactly what had happened. Using her bowgun and Templar sword, she was able to separate me from you and prevent me from doing you any harm. Boy, that boy Kevin looked evil. Look at him. And then... When I returned to my senses, I was in her arms, dumbfounded. Her body was full of holes all over, but she hugged me as tightly as she could. And that's when she drew her last breath. No. This is it. The truth you wanted. It wasn't that I couldn't save Rufina. It was that I was the one that killed her. With my own hands, right in front of you. But you didn't. I didn't want to. Maybe not, but that's just an excuse. If I had been able to control my stigma's power instead of letting it consume me and fill me with bloodlust, it wouldn't have happened. If I wasn't so weak, she'd still be alive today. That's not all either. Looking at her standing before me at that moment, she reminded me of my mother. She reminded me of Mom. when she came to strangle me. And suddenly, this feeling of betrayal welled up inside me, this desire for revenge. So I filled her full of spears. I loved them both. I wanted to protect them both. And what did I do? I killed them both. Me. Why did you... Why did I what? Why didn't you tell me this before? 5 years apart, and this is the first time that you're telling me about this? Sorry. I know I should have done it earlier. But now I have, and I'm ready for the consequences. So go on. If you want to avenge her, do it. If anything, it'd make me happy if you did. You're so stupid. Oh, no slap? There's always a slap. What are you... You think I want to avenge her? That's not what I'm angry at all. Why have you shouldered a burden like... No, why have you shouldered a burden... Oh, yeah. That great. All this time, all on your own. Well, I don't know why I can't read. Because you suck. Yep. We're family, Kevin. Why didn't you ever talk to me? Why didn't you ever let me hug you? Why didn't you let me do anything to help you? Reese? I finally understand. I always thought that you were hunting down heretics as some kind of atonement for letting Rufina die. But that's not it at all, is it? Come on, Reese. I finally understand. You don't want to atone for anything. Right? You don't want to get rid of your sense of guilt at all. You... That's right. He wants to be punished for what he did. Huh? The Lord of Phantasma. Why now of all times? You have my congratulations on making it this far. Beyond here lies the 7th plane, the place of my birth, and the foundation of all the planes hereafter. Thought so. And judging by the way that you came through here to get there, I was right, wasn't I? Right about what? Allow me to ask you once again. So, Kevin Graham, do you really want to face what's underneath this mask? Dang right I do. It's time to take that creepy thing off and show us who you really are. Rufina Argent. With pleasure. Alright, that's her. Rufina? I miss you dearly, Reese. And as for you, Kevin, I'm impressed that you were able to work out my real identity. It wasn't hard. I had a feeling from the start. The answer was right in front of my face the whole time. And every taunt should have made me that more sure. I don't know. Golly. The only reason I couldn't be until now was because I didn't want to accept the truth. Quite. You always were a weakling. You can imagine how surprised I was when you were able to defeat my strongest knight. Oh, you talking about the Blade Lord? Actually, that was a very tough fight for me. Well, I wouldn't say very tough, but it was pretty tough. But anyways, what connection does he have with you anyways? I met him through my work. Oh, about 6 years ago. We were enemies at the time, but we managed to reach a compromise of sorts. And he felt like he owed me a debt for as much. Alright. So you ended up summoning here in order to have him repay it. Okay, so she met Louve somewhere down the line then. Alright. It's a crafty move. But that's not out of character for you. Flattery won't get you anywhere with me. Still, now that you've made it this far, I assume you understand what I'm trying to do. Yeah, and I'm ready. Take me away. Wait! What are you talking about? I would have thought that you would have worked the answer all right. Look, out. Look, golly, I cannot read. I would have thought that you would work the answer to that out already, Reese. Do you recall what I said before? Kevin wants to be punished. Then you... I was born here in order to give him that punishment he strives for with his every breath. It was to that end that I recreated Phantasma until its current form and welcomed all of you here. All of this was a result of Kevin's desires. He wanted this to happen. You're lying. Sorry, she isn't. I couldn't tell you why it all actually happened, but what she says is true. No. The seventh plane is likely somewhere made for the express purpose of punishing me over and over. Basically hell, yeah. A fitting hell for someone who lets his own mother die and killed Rufina into suffering the rot. And once I drop down there, this will all be over. Wait a second. Why should you have to do that? You can't be serious, Kevin. Reese? What do you think you're doing, Reese? It's not a very nice thing to do to your sister. Shut up. You're not my sister. My sister would never do something like this. Never. Reese. You promised me, Kevin. You promised me that you would never do anything that would make Rufina sad. So what do you think you're doing? How can you believe sacrificing yourself for everyone would make her happy? Reese, stop. Alright. Who are you to say that it wouldn't? I might not be the real Rufina, but I'm a very close copy of her. If Kevin wants to be punished, why wouldn't I want to give him what he wishes? Because that's not how Rufina was at all. She'd never indulge in something like that. Not in 1,000 years. Think back to when you first met us, Kevin. You'd given up on the world. Like you just wanted to disappear. But did she let you do that? No. She forced chocolate down your throat. Alright. And dragged you right back into the real world. Even when you didn't want to. Whether you liked it or not. She... Well, this is a surprise. You've grown a lot more than what I was expecting if you were able to talk back to me. Stop talking to me as if you were my sister. You are not in... I won't stand for you defiling him any further. I'm sorry, I don't know why. I just started laughing. Anyways. Well, if that's how you want to do things, perhaps I should invite you in Kevin's place. Me? No! The rest of you can stand there and watch. Ugh! What? It's just like the one that it's just like the one that devil used. Freeze! Stop this, Rufina. She's got nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but she has. Consider this another part of your punishment. After all, if she suffers for all eternity in your place, that's going to make your suffering all the more potent, isn't it? Please. Go ahead and do your worst. Oh? Reese. Bro, if you stop saying that girl name, drop me wherever you like. I'll live. I'm never going to let Kevin be alone again. I will come back to him. Oh, fighting words, my sweet sister. We shall see whether you can make good on them. Just drag that girl straight to hell. That's crazy. Ugh! That boy got superpowers, man. Kevin? And he went down there to go grab her. That's our boy. Lost her veil just like she lost her ribbon. Hey, Reese, wake up. Hmm? Kevin? Huh? You okay? Feeling any pain? No, I'm okay, I think. But why are you... I fell through. That... Back alone. So why are you... You big dummy. Dang. What were you thinking with all that taunting? Go ahead and do your worst. Drop me wherever you like, I'll live. And just how do you think that you live? Oh, right, you don't. But... Yeah, flicker again, Kevin. Anyways, you're a squire, aren't you? A rookie like you has no expertise or the proper judgment. Proper judgment has no business making calls that put her own safety at risk. If you can't promise to never do that again, then you and I both know that you're not cut out to be part of the Gralsritter. That's probably what I should be saying anyways. But it'd be real rich coming from me, huh? So I'll let you off with just a little bop, okay? Huh? Look around us. This is it, the 7th plane. Wow. Gehenna, which means hell, guys. Not my... I don't really care for this place. Gehenna? Yep. It's just like the Testaments brought to life. And I'm the one responsible for bringing it all. After all, if there's one place that's possible, it's Phantasma. I don't know how Rufina came back, but she did, with both memories and personalities intact. And now I have the good fortune of being punished by one of the very people I wronged. I really couldn't think of a more fitting punishment for a bastard like me. Everything she said was dead on. More than anything, I wanted to be punished. I figured that accepting that... I'm sorry. I figured that by accepting that punishment, all of this would be done. And everyone else could go back to their lives. I thought I could just be like her, sacrificing my own life so everyone else could be saved. But that wouldn't make me like her, now would it? No. She might have given her life to save ours. But that wasn't because she was happy to throw away her life to protect someone else. It was because she saw literally with no option. Golly, I cannot read today. With me unconscious, she didn't have the choice to retreat. I'm sorry. There was no way out of the situation without one of the three of us losing our lives. That's the only reason that she chose to do what she did. Yeah. She was never the kind of person who would have praised self-sacrifice as some kind of virtue. She only ever accepted if it was an option. Yeah, as an option if all the others had been exhausted. And it was truly the only way. Right, but this time, that's not the case. You're here, I'm here, all of our friends are here. And if we put our heads together, I'm sure that we could have found another way out of here. One where no one would have to die. I wonder if Joshua and Estelle are up there fighting right now. You must have realized that. And yet you tried to take the easy way out. Didn't you? I hate to say it, but yeah, I did. That's a pretty shameful thing for a Dominion to be doing, huh? See, I've got no right to be criticizing you. I'm even less fit to be a knight than you. Still standing around laminating on my own failings isn't going to get us anywhere. So, if you're up for walking, let's get ourselves out of here. Come again? What are you looking so surprised for? You didn't think that I was gonna stay here and accept being punished for all eternity, did you? Well, either that, or stay here and wait for Rufina to show up again. Listen here, Reese. I'm not gonna deny that there's a part of me, a big part, that wants to be punished for what I did. Or that's a part of me that was overjoyed to see Rufina again. However, it came to be, but I'm not alone down here. You're here with me, and believe me, that changes everything. As long as you're here, I'm not staying in this hellhole and a second longer than I have to. We're getting out of here. You and me. No matter what it takes. Right. Alright, so is there more story, or are we just starting? Because that alone, all of this was a handful. Okay, so we're starting. This is where I'm going to cut this video off. I'm going to try to ease my way back into recording since I don't do it too often. So I do got some, so this was just a complete story related thing, and we'll pick this one back up at a later date. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys with the next one. Peace.